One more season tonight, chat. Let's do it. I'm down. I didn't think I'd be getting this interested, this intrigued in this idea. But the hooks are in a little bit. The hooks are in. So, coaching staff. To start off, the boring stuff, right? Although, in fairness, coaches, we don't have to do too much. There are 2 A-grade coaches, though, that we would love to be able to bring in. So I'm going to fire the 2 B-minuses, who I think both dropped in grade in the last year. So go ahead, you know how it works. Give me stuff to talk about. Give me stuff to talk about while we go through the most fun parts of any franchise mode. All the time, we just sit here and scroll. Scrolling to freedom. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thoughts on honor mode? Again, more often than not, just typically not worth it. You know, like, oh, you set ticket prices and maintain the arena, and it's just not engaging enough to want to be like, yeah, I care about what my toilets are like at the arena. It's just not engaging enough. It's the biggest current hockey hot take that'll put the chat in a frenzy. Biggest hockey hot take. That nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to the draft. Myself included. Wackiest cup winner we've had during one of our challenges. We did a shortcomings franchise that won in season 1. So it was like players 5'8", 5'9", and under. And we're like, well, maybe we'll win eventually. And the draft might be difficult. And then we won season 1. Nighthawk, I have no idea what you're talking about. What an NHL team do you feel is failing in their rebuild? That's funny. I made a full list of teams that I thought were interesting to maybe do a franchise with. The idea of teams failing to... Nashville came to mind. The Vancouver Canucks came to mind, of no clear direction, but decent young players. The Preds are maybe the biggest head scratcher. But I can understand the idea of, well, we want our young guys to learn from Ryan O'Reilly, but they're still a bit of a head scratcher. What do you hate the most in NHL 23? On franchise? Oh, on franchise? How dumb the AI GMs are. How dumb the AI GMs are. Easily the worst part of franchise mode. Easily. They don't understand player development. They don't understand asset management in the slightest. They don't know how to build a fucking roster. Like, yeah, the AI... That's a big part of the problem in this game, is that the AI are... It's the fucking SpongeBob meme about Texas, except it's every AI GM. That's on Connor Brown's contract. A wise decision, because he's basically getting paid league min. It's if he plays like 10 games that he'll make a couple $1 million, which is insane. Given that basically you could read that as like, oh, they don't expect him to play at all then, basically. So it's a pretty weird contract. Detroit's rebuild's been a bit funky too. That's fair. Why aren't throwbacks rosters used more? In terms of EA's provided ones or custom rosters? EA provided ones, it's because they're bad. In terms of why I don't use snipes more often, because more often than not when I'm running a franchise mode, it's my way of also testing my current rosters. So it's a way of maintaining mine. I always do plan on using snipes more. At the same time, he knows this. Remember when people thought that I go overboard on using X Factors? Remember that time where it's like, oh, you use too many. How could you give this guy who has 300 hits a year a gold X Factor? He's only a 78. Snipe's like, dude, this guy's a 74. I gave him gold Schneid. Everybody gets one, which on one hand I love, but at the same time, Jesus Christ. People did nothing but bitch at me for it. It's like, well, I have stats to back it up, not the snipe doesn't. But what the fuck? People just like snipe more, and I don't blame them. All right, free agents this year. Carter Hart and Dustin Wolf are both RFA goalies. Capo Caco's out there. Kaliev, McMichael. Quite a few RFAs. Top UFA, Brad Marchand. Jonathan Drouin wants 8.3. Oh, he put up 59 points last year. He must have played with, like, with McKinnon or somebody like that in Colorado. He's asking for more money than Sidney fucking Crosby. Yeah, Marchand, Crosby. John Tavares is a free agent. Brent Burns, Gostisbehere, quite a few names out there. So, fair enough. Obviously, UFA-wise, we'll have to see what we can do. But we got the coaching staff out there. So let's double-check the roster. I do need to sign probably 2 goalies. Defensively, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we do need some players here and there. Asking prices of free agency are silly. I agree. Like, that needs to be tweaked. Trade logic needs to be tweaked. There's just a lot about this game where it's like it's right there. That's always been my biggest complaint. It's right there for this game to be outstanding and to be one of the top franchises out there. And I imagine it's a combination of time, resources, and manpower that prevent it from reaching its full potential. Which is a shame, because hockey's my favorite sport, but if you had to ask me, hey, what franchise mode are you going to play? This or FIFA's career mode? FIFA. This or NBA. I mean, NBA Eras is amazing. And again, even though Madden's not nearly as expansive as it used to be, Madden franchise is awesome. MLB franchise, they're finally starting to change things. Like, I just worry a little bit that the NHL could lag a little bit too far behind. At the same time, I still play this a lot because I do still have fun with it. As we've shown with Madden, I can have fun with subpar video games all the time. So, it's never a matter of whether or not the game is good or not. If anything, we have more fun with the bad games. Dude, I played the fucking Pimp My Ride video game once 3-4 years ago. And every once in a while, people still ask, so, you gonna play that again? So, people love bad video games. Let me tell you. They fucking love them. Madden 24 franchise does look pretty decent, but we'll see. That's the only way I can put it. But again, every year, even when Madden franchise has been kind of meh, I still enjoy it. Again, I still, like, Madden for me, we always talk about it. It's the only franchise mode where you can really go super hands-on with trying to help a player develop. It does it better than any other franchise mode out there in terms of engaging player development. Madden can't be topped in that regard. The breakout system, player archetype, which again, I am dying. Like, more so than X Factors. If they were going to steal anything from Madden, and again, here, for those who do not know, give me, if I look at Madden player development, will it give me the image that I want? It will. Good. Let me see if I can just copy and paste this over. Nope. Cool. Let me save this picture. Save this picture. Oh, of course, it's a fucking web. Why do we have to have 17 bajillion formats? You know? What's wrong with a good old JPEG, GIF, PNG combo? That's all you need. That's all you fucking need. But again, this right here is why Madden's the best. Players develop, they earn upgrade points, right? Once they earn that upgrade skill point, they have archetypes. For this wide receiver, are you a physical wideout, a route runner, a slot receiver, a deep threat? And you can kind of mold that receiver into what makes the most sense for you, your team, your coach's schemes. It's all interconnected, as opposed to NHL, where it's like, fuck it, I don't have to worry about fitting a square peg into a round hole, because that just doesn't exist. This is amazing. How awesome would this be? You go to a defenseman, and it's like, all right, Kevin Shattenkirk's a two-way, but if he earns a skill point, you could make him more into an offensive defenseman, and that would boost up these attributes, or a DFD, or yeah, people get the point. Like, Madden's system is the most fun and engaging to deal with. Hashtag squitting. That's right. Fucking squidding. Do not look that word up. Oh, is there a good Urban Dictionary for that one? Let's find out. Urban Dictionary. Ah. Yes. Well, hey. Some people have always equated this game to getting fucked in the ass, so. All right. Let's go ahead and sign a bunch of vets to short-term deals to fill out the roster. And a lot of them are going to say no because of the chemistry. So, fuck them. That's my response. Fuck them. We only care about the good dudes. The good dudes. The good dudes. All right. So, our roster for the year. And by the way, I think we learned that Ragnarsson's our captain. Goalies, it's going to be Gabriel Dag, and we're also going to call up Enqvist. Because fuck it. Let's have our NHL roster be both of the goalies we've drafted so far. Defense, we got to drop Motin. And Vitasmaki, we cannot call up. I think we're going to have one defenseman that's left out here. We are. And who is that defenseman going to be? It would make sense for it to be Bure as the lowest overall. So we will drop Bure. For the forwards, Ragnarsson's an 86. Jesus. Michkov up to a 79. Jaeger an 81. It's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we do have to send down 2. Romeo Sievenin. Yeah, we can just go off of overall for now. Unless we wanted to go off of something else. It would be cool if they had a franchise. Pretty sure 2K does it. CBA. Oh, CBA and rule change would be great too. I agree. NBA is phenomenal about that. Where you can essentially carve the league into what you want it to be. All right, so Bure is a medium 7th. Low 4, medium 7, low 7th. Low 4. Yeah, we don't have to swap him out. That's fine. But forward-wise, if we wanted to base it off of potential, it'd be Frederick Potvin down for Sievenin. I think we do want to base it off potential, so medium bottom 6 and Lavin. Medium bottom 6 and Bouchard. Brunstrom's also a medium 6. So we'll take a slight hit in team OVR. We'll make the team worse, but we'll call up those with half-decent potentials. And honestly, these guys will make the AHL significantly better. That's the question. Is it worth it? But I think we're going to go for it. Imagine you're in 2029, there's an expansion team. Again, there's a hell of a lot of potential for this game, and this mode in particular. And I hope they, moving forward, they realize it and make the most of it. All right, so it likes Jordan Gavin on the left. Ooh, that's a +5, by the way. Thank you. Ooh, we could go with some really good center depth, by the way. Ragnarsson, Jaeger, Barkey. That could be some very good center depth. We go with potential. If we bump up Dominic Para. Yeah, we could go with that really strong center depth. I think I said Dominic, not Dorian Para. I want to set up this team as we would want it, and then look for the best coach to fit the team. So defensively, that is how we'd want it. Bottom 6, bottom 6. Is there anybody else? Brown's also... So Cole Brown's a high bottom 6, which isn't that bad. So we wouldn't necessarily have to go with that crazy center depth. But if we went off of OVR... That is what we'd have. '68 face-offs for Thoresen. Is there any way to avoid that -1? It does make sense to have Barkey and Jaeger both as centers. It does. So let's go with that. So Gavin, Ragnarsson, Michkov, Para, Jaeger, Brown. So I feel kind of bad for Braden Jaeger. You know, we could technically, I mean, if I could, I'd give him Dominic Barkey, or Denver Barkey, excuse me. I keep saying Dominic for some reason. On that line. Theoretically, we could. There might be a scout that, or a head coach that fits it better. It would be a huge waste of face-off talent. I think I have to put Barkey with Jaeger. I think I have to. And just try to find a coach where it fits a little bit better. And then AHL-wise, none of our dudes are scratches. So that's good. So is there a coach that fits this team just a little bit better? We would have to fire one of the goalie coaches to find out, but we can do that no problem. So Tierney is a 52 fit. What about this A+ in Westgarth? 49. Jesus. And what about Conan? 59. So Josh Conan looks like our new head coach. Looks like it, looks like it. I am a little bit worried that our coaching staff will technically get worse, as in they will drop in rating because our team's going to be shit. But I also feel like that's going to be a consistent issue that we constantly deal with. And Zednicka, we will, or Zdenka, I'm just saying every name wrong. We will try to bring you back on an extended contract as our goalie coach. We do still have to fix up the scouting again. Hopefully it won't be as bad as previous years, but we do have 19 scouts now, so. Get US Central in there, staff chem 29, even the coaches hate each other. It's perfect, right? All right, we need a US West. We got the East, the Central, and the West. DEL, ICE. We can get another SHL scout in there. Yeah, so Henrik, that's what I mean, right? Like, the AI are not smart enough to realize, like, oh, we don't need to sign this person because we have this guy, whether it's already a high-rated player or a younger prospect. And then if they do sign that guy and leave a younger prospect scratch, it's like, just trade that younger guy because his value's high now. You won't be the one who develops him, but then you can fit someone who finds, who is it within your kind of projections. Yeah, again, it's easily my biggest issue with the game is just, again, asset management is almost non-existent in the game. Like, the AI are very, very dumb, which makes the game at times very unsatisfying to play because you feel like, oh, well, I can make a better team and it doesn't matter because this dumb AI is going to win even though they shouldn't. So it makes the mode more frustrating than it should be. Because you feel like you're constantly, even though, yeah, the odds are against you, it's hockey, but you're constantly losing to teams that have glaring flaws. Which is also not very fun. But again, it's all I can say. It's just the potential's there. It's right there if they can just... if they can sort out those issues, they're right there. But let's make it official before we get this season going. By the way, I think I will put the over-under at 9.5 wins. Ragnarsson's our guy. I think it's official. It's not Matvei Michkov. Ragnarsson's our dude. With Braden Jaeger and Michkov having letters, Ragnarsson's our guy. He is the face of this team. No doubt about it. We are over the cap floor on just 32 contracts. It is a team made up entirely of prospects that we have drafted. Zdenka said no, even though we literally just got rid of her. We can bump up our AHL goalie coach because we don't have goalies in the AHL that we're trying to make better right now. So, locker room chemistry up to a 66 after the preseason, which hopefully it stays that way because there's not going to be too much roster turnover now for the next couple of seasons. We start off our season at home against the Boston Bruins. Our ratings 52, 52, and a 58. So still not amazing, but getting better. And again, 2 players with gold X factors helps a lot, but obviously the Bruins are still pretty good. Let's see a system of coaches that... So, coaches, AIGMs, they should all have more defined... Like, AIGMs need to have their own systems, essentially. Like, and again, whether or not you get the license to be able to be like, oh yeah, here's GM fucking Joe Sakic. GMs need to have their own defined tendencies on how they like to build teams. And then they need, we lost 11-2 to Minnesota, and then you can have that system of sometimes they're simpatico with one another. Like, this GM he hired this coach who knows how to coach players that he's going to want to bring in. Or sometimes you end up with Sheldon Keefe sitting Eric Gustafson and Kyle Dubas being like, the fuck? What happened? Like, why didn't you play the guy that I got you? And it would make sense that when a GM leaves their team, you have the idea, Godly, I never said I was switching. I said I might switch. When a GM joins a new team, odds are that coach is getting fired. Just like real life. Like, again, there's always ways to go just a little bit deeper and try to replicate how the real life team building functions go. But yeah, it needs to be like AI GMs need to have personalities and how they try to build teams and how likely they are to give in on certain contracts. And if we see the addition of no movement clauses, I don't know about no trades, but no movements would certainly be nice to see in the game. If you see the addition of that, how likely a GM is to give out a no movement clause, that type of thing. Like, they should bring back the bonus system where if, based on games played, awards, goals scored, like, Jesus, that was a thing in the NHL 2Ks. You could say, Ovi, you score 50 goals this year, you get a bonus. Like, these were things. As Brady Tkachuk is the newest member of the Calgary Flames. For Rasmus Anderson, Michael Bunting, and Chris Tanev, Brady Tkachuk goes to Calgary in a blockbuster. I'm going to save what trades we look at for just the blockbusters, but assuming Swayman gets $5 million in arbitration, there's no chance in hell he gets $5 million in arbitration. There's no chance in hell. Would they be fucked? Yes. There's no way Swayman's getting $5 million already. There's no way. He's going to get $2 to $3 million on a bridge deal, and then he'll get $5 million plus once Allmark's deal is up. There's no way. Through arbitration, the ask could be $5 million bucks, man. He has less than 100 career games played. He's been very good in that time. But, yeah, I don't see that possibly happening. I'd be very surprised. We finish with 7 wins. So congrats to those that bet the under. At least it was a little bit more exciting. But 7, 70, and 5 with Ragnarsson putting up 61 points. 28 goals, 22 locker room chemistry by the end of the season. But Ragnarsson's an 89. What a pick. Mid-teens projection, man. Liam Ragnarsson. Michkov, 50 points, 48 for Jordan Gavin, only 30 for Yeager, alongside Denver Barkey with 29. And Cole Brown with 24. The rookie enforcer, 3 points on the second line for Dorian Para. Not great. He did have the second most penalty minutes behind Ragnarsson. Defensively, Etienne Morin continues to lead the way for the defenders. And goalie-wise, an 881 for Daig, and an 883 for Nick Engvist with his one lone win. Yeah, best plus minus on the team was a plus 30 for Matt Michkov. The worst was the minus 87 of Etienne Morin. Let's see, around the league. Nick Ehlers, oh my god, he's been a beast. Ehlers and Connor. Scoring's gone down, though. Only 4 players to break the 100-point mark. Hendrix Lapierre was up there, working with Ovi. Top goal scorers, 260s, Pasternak and Matthews. Then you had McKinnon, Thompson, Robertson, Bedard, Rantanen, Ovi, Ehlers, Pacioretty, Pakarainen, Jordan Kyrou all hit at least 51. Defensively, 99 points for Evan Bouchard. Yeah, again, defenders love putting up points in franchise mode. They do, they do. They really, really do. 38 goals for Shea Theodore. That's insane. He doesn't even have a shooting-based X factor. Oh, he has seeing eye, but no, it's not. Yeah, no, he doesn't even have seeing eye. Werenski has seeing eye. He has the blind pass option. That's fucking wild. Goalie is the winningest with 42. I mean Varlamov, but really it was Skinner. 4 less games. Shutout leader, Stuart Skinner. Save percentage king. I mean, you put Sorokin, Allmark, Vasi in there. Scoring was down, but save percentages were down. Matthew Robertson, the 25-year-old defenseman, likely just won the Calder with 62 points. Stan Koven on 59, Bobby Brink, Svechkov, amongst others. Ivan Demidov would have been a pretty good pick for us. But we made the better choice. Also up there for the rookies. Fair enough. So, all things considered, another year of development for us. If we look at yield progress reports, I mean, Jaeger at an 81, Michkov at an 80. We might get some off-season development. We'll check back again soon. But yeah, Ragnarsson almost being a 90 before age 20. We have a franchise caliber player. He's not franchise potential, but he's a franchise caliber player. So we'll see who wins the Stanley Cup this season. We'll see, we'll see. And we'll have one more draft tonight before calling it quits. Hopefully a successful draft at that. All right, those are going to be the Dallas Stars. Win the Stanley Cup in 2026. Although now Ragnarsson is showing up as an 86 overall, not an 89. I hate the morale system. Dallas beats Washington in 5 games. Oh, the morale system could be a huge factor here. So Dallas wins. Robertson easily wins the Conn Smythe. Riley Smith wins another Stanley Cup. And aside from that, it was pretty much the core of the team. A lot of the young guys for Dallas. And Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Ottinger, 936 through 21 games. Under a 2 goals against average. Grossness from Mr. Ottinger. So, Canadian team, American. Canadian, American. Ehlers wins his 3rd straight Art Ross trophy and Hart trophy. Carlson wins the Norris. Ehlers wins another Bing. Robertson at 25 does win the Calder. Jason Robertson wins the Conn Smythe. Vasi for Vezina. Skinner won the Jennings. Jack Adams to Vegas' coach. Hendrix Lapierre won a Selke. Ehlers wins the Ted Lindsay. Pasternak the Rocket Richard. In the AHL, of course, Calder Cup champion Toronto Marlies. Robert Master Simone scored the most points and was league MVP. Some dude named Nieminen scored the most goals. Bonkia was the top rookie. Tony DeAngelo, the top defenseman. Pexa, top goaltender. And MVP of the playoffs, Andrew Basha. Tony DeAngelo in the AHL, imagine. He might learn to play defense while he's down there. Who knows? Who knows? Draft lottery. Will it be in our favor? No, it will not. We fall down to the 3rd pick yet again. It'll be the final year, by the way, of having the draft quality set to low instead of medium because of all the players we've added in. Nick Backstrom is gone. Phil Kessel, Blake Wheeler, amongst numerous others. Defensively, Brent Burns, Roman Wow, Yossi retired already, huh? 36. Suter's gone. Giordano. amongst others. And in goal, Jonathan Quick, Cam Talbot, Martin Jones, the big three. Brent Burns and Roman Yossi both become coaches. Probably have to take a look at that for the sake of our AHL team. Not going to worry about interviews. Let's get to the draft. We have the 3rd overall pick. Hopefully not missing out on those top 2. Hopefully those won't cost us. So Gavin McKenna wasn't a factor, nor was Alan Lucic. Adam Nemec. Going to be a lot of medium elites in this draft because it was really the only way to kind of decide how to set people up. And so far, it's not looking good for us at all. It's not looking good at all. This is bad. This is real bad. Like, real bad. Is there seriously nobody? Nobody. Well, okay, there's our first. Projected 26th, Elliot Muir out of Denmark. There's also Reese de Boer. But yeah, for 3rd overall, we're going to have to go well down the board to make this work. Wow, this is... the second we start to get maybe some optimism that this won't be a complete disaster. Here we are. Character issues, but would mesh well. It's only 2 out of 4. Stevenson's available. Weimer doesn't work out. I'm hoping there will be a couple of 2nd round steals, and maybe we just take 1 in the 1st round. Teammate utilization for Edwin Skinner. We're going to have to start looking at teammate utilization here, too. Dusty, what's going on? Teammate utilization for Martinson. He fits on a couple of different ways. Not looking too good here. Not looking too good at all. This is shaping up to be our worst draft yet. So just be prepared for that, chat. Be prepared. This is going to be pretty painful. Calgary takes Gavin McKenna 1st overall. Chicago takes that Lucic option. Or Chicago, yeah, Calgary and Chicago. Did I say that out of order? I don't know. It's almost 3. It is 3 in the morning. Got to choose my half season Sabres ticket. Bam. It's going to be a good year for the Sabres. Don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but it's going to be a fun year. All right, there are 3 defensemen. There is Quincy Bennett. 3 years out. Grades look passable. Nicholas Martinson, 3 years out. Grades look passable. Edwin Skinner, unconfirmed, 3 years out. These guys are all pretty similar and projected for the 2nd round. There is Elliot Muir. Has grit. 18 years old, potentially 4 years out, but I think he was the only one projected in the 1st round. It's not true. There was also Reese de Boer, whose grades do look pretty good. Has an Owen Nolan comparison, too. I think de Boer is the guy, and if we can land de Boer in the 1st round, and then Jaden Stevenson in the 2nd, I know the personality and the character weakness don't quite line up, but because that personality is not totally lined up, I think we go with de Boer in the center. That seems to be the way. So let's go for de Boer here and then try to get Stevenson at the start of round 2. So Reese de Boer, we're going to take you 3rd overall, buddy. That was worst case scenario. Fuck. Muir was also a medium 9. Yeah, we were boned there no matter what. Restrictions are just, they have to be kind of viewed as a locker room concern, aka a bit of a douche. Jaden Stevenson, 2nd round, 65 overall, medium 6. That's a very good pick. Again, we would have been pretty good picking him in the 1st round. But like I said, 2nd round here, these guys were just as much of a risk as the other options. So let's take a look here. Round number 3. We can see really quickly, Knights was a very good pick. We weren't considering him, though. I don't remember if we were considering Weimer. I'm really only looking to see if there was a medium or a low elite.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah, Martinson was about as good. Jersey Love, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, we did pretty good given the circumstances. There wasn't a home run that we missed out on. All right, so this round, that guy doesn't pass. Michael Zinger, not available to us. 20-year-old medium elite. Rick Byer has character issues, so he's in the conversation. Teammate utilization is also typically in the running, but if someone has character issues, then it is what it is. Well, Jersey, I appreciate that for checking out the YouTube side of things as well. Sorry, it's a draft that we have to be a little bit focused in. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, it's not like Martin's amazing. Agostino doesn't fit. Lack size for Quenville, but that's about it.
The man was a fanboy.
Good. Captain Brendan on the follow as well. Appreciate that. All right. Yeah, this, in terms of finding the douchebags of the drafts, it's not working out too well for us. Character issues for Leeson, he could be okay. Come on now, give us a regular Tony D'Angelo. You know you want to. You know you want to. Please. It's not looking good on that front. We've had some decent moments in the first couple drafts, but at the same time, we've also had some moments like this where you really start to question if this idea is going to work at all. All right, we got 4 players that might be worth it. Let's be honest, Gustavo Sutton, we need to aim higher than that. It's one of these 3 18-year-olds. Caleb Lesak, I think, again, we need to aim higher than that. There's Maxim Leeson. Or Rick Byers. Big boy Rick Byers. Cares about winning and is outspoken. I mean, the whole idea of character issues and is outspoken is pretty nice. Let's go for the complete unknown. We'll take Swissman Rick Byers. Medium 6. It's not a disaster. Round number 4 is when we start sorting by potential. This could work out. There's Sergei Karpatsev. Oh, but he's 20. He does have character issues, but he's 20 years old. I don't know if we can take him. Chubasov, concerning about how he'll handle a professional environment. That makes him eligible. You've first watched Roasting Set. We have fun. We have fun. Idea for EA, you can check Drafty's social media. Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Are they wearing a red hat in their social media picture? They're on this specific team. None of our other teams. Let's see. Takes winning seriously. Aggie doesn't work. Popan doesn't work. Come on. Can we get some other half-decent options here? It's not looking like it. Not exactly looking to find a happy-go-lucky player. Character issues for Jacques Appel. Jacques Appel. Anybody else? Anybody else who might actually have a decent potential? Pittis works. Might not handle a professional environment well. Same for Pedersen. Oh, AJ, it's the best. It's the best. More concerns about how he'll handle a professional environment. That's good. Those are the big ones. Character, maturity issues, concerns about how they handle a professional environment. Those are the big three that we're looking for as to whether or not someone is eligible. And again, right now we're sorting by potential. Since we're in the 4th round, we can start considering steals. Stuff like that. We are quickly running out of options. I think we have pretty much run out of options. That guy was a low 9 who had character issues. So first pick of round 4. We do have a fair amount of players. It is actually just down to Peterson. So in terms of who we'd have to take this round, it's either Karpatsev or Chubarov. Karpatsev is 20 years old. 5 years out at 20 years old, even though he's a 3 out of 4 medium elite, it cannot be him. It has to be the goalie in Chubasov. It has to be. I know we already have Gabriel Daig. It has to be Chubasov. Karpatsev not being ready until 25 at best is brutal, especially when you realize by the time, like, you hit 24 and your development starts slowing down. So we're going to take the Russian goaltender Stanislav Chubasov, who is a medium elite 57 overall at 17 years old. Not bad. So really, for goaltending, we're set for a while. I would say. Between Chubasov, Gabriel Daig, Svedberg obviously isn't a prospect, but we're looking okay from a goalie potential standpoint. Round number 5. And it has to be either Estrada, Pittis, or Appel. So there is Xavier Estrada, 19 years old, 3 out of 4, low 4. Positive character ethic. Despite what the personality says, positive confirmed character ethic, he's out. Joe Pittis, 5 years out at 18. And then Appel, 3 out of 4 for medium. Has the confidence, but bad character. Apparently with Meshwan and Log, it's gotta be Jacques Appel out of Shawinigan. Medium 9. Had a feeling he wouldn't be a medium 6, despite it being a 3 out of 4. 3 players left. Pittis is actually still here. But we only have 2 picks left. So we're going to take 2 out of 3. Reese Matsumoto. Total long shot, but 17. Peterson. Total long shot, unconfirmed truculence. Or we take Pittis. Well, it would make sense to take one left wing, which would be Pittis, and then take the center. So I think Matsumoto is the odd man out. Let's go for Joe Pittis out of Quebec. Medium bottom 6. And pick number 199. We will go for the center, Carl Peterson. Medium bottom 6. You always get quite a few of those at the end of the draft. But overall, Stevenson, Chubarov in goal. Some more decent additions. There was not the home run addition that you tend to hope for. Again, the odds of us getting anybody half decent is always quite slim. But we will sign those ELCs. We'll sign Byers. We can let go of Vitasmaki. And then forward-wise, some of the OGs need qualifying offers, but it does mean that we're going to be able to start filling out the AHL roster pretty soon. And the biggest question now is okay, Para, he did get up to a 54. Is it worth playing that guy in the NHL or the AHL type of thing? But Denver Barkey needs to be qualified. Thoresen. We won't be cutting anybody off the roster for another couple of years, basically, until we have enough people to actually cut. But Yeah, RFA-wise, shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, Ragnarsson right now showing up as an 86, but again, some of these overalls, they're untruthful because the morale system is on, so it might not be an actual indication of how good somebody is. They can actually be better than how they appear. It's just the problem right now is that our team still sucks and is going to suck for quite a bit longer.